Spain and Bulgaria are often discussed as retirement destinations in Europe, yet they represent two very different approaches to living on a fixed monthly income during retirement, especially for people trying to balance comfort, stability, and long-term financial security. Spain is usually associated with lifestyle, climate, culture, and familiarity, while Bulgaria is primarily known for affordability and financial flexibility, making this comparison less about which country is better and more about which priorities matter most. On the surface, both countries appear attractive to retirees planning to live on approximately $2,000 per month, but daily reality can differ significantly once long-term costs and practical limitations are considered carefully. Retirement is not about the first year abroad, but about whether everyday life remains predictable, comfortable, and financially sustainable over many years without creating constant stress or forcing difficult compromises later on. When income is fixed, even relatively small differences in cost structures, services, and stability can slowly but meaningfully affect quality of life, emotional comfort, and the ability to handle unexpected expenses. This comparison focuses on realistic long-term retirement conditions rather than optimistic lifestyle marketing, social media narratives, or best-case assumptions that often ignore rising costs and structural differences between countries. The central trade-off examined here is lifestyle richness versus financial breathing room, because both factors influence retirement satisfaction in different but equally important ways. Some retirees prioritize familiarity, climate, and cultural amenities, while others value lower financial pressure, stronger budget margins, and greater flexibility when circumstances change unexpectedly. To evaluate this trade-off properly, the monthly retirement budget must be broken down category by category, using conservative and realistic numbers rather than idealized scenarios. Housing is examined first because rent shapes nearly every other financial decision during retirement and determines how much flexibility remains for healthcare, travel, and daily comfort. In Spain, housing is often the largest challenge for retirees trying to remain within a $2,000 monthly budget, especially in regions with strong demand from locals, tourists, and international residents. A modest one-bedroom apartment outside major city centers typically costs between $700 and $900 per month, depending on region, condition, and proximity to popular neighborhoods. In coastal areas and well-established expat regions such as Valencia, Malaga, or Alicante, rents frequently reach the upper end of that range or exceed it during periods of high demand. Living closer to the coast, historic centers, or major transit hubs increases convenience and lifestyle appeal, but significantly reduces financial flexibility on a fixed retirement income. As a result, housing alone can consume a substantial portion of the total retirement budget in Spain, leaving less room for healthcare, travel, or unexpected expenses. In Bulgaria, the housing situation looks fundamentally different for retirees, particularly outside the most expensive neighborhoods of the capital city. In cities such as Plovdiv, Varna, Burgas, or smaller regional towns, one-bedroom apartments commonly rent for $300 to $500 per month on long-term leases. Even in Sofia, retirees who avoid premium districts and newly marketed developments can often maintain housing costs far below typical Western European levels. This lower housing cost immediately reshapes the retirement budget by creating meaningful monthly margin rather than forcing strict trade-offs from the beginning. The additional financial space can be used for healthcare, travel, savings, or simply reducing stress by maintaining a consistent safety buffer. Utilities are another important expense that retirees often underestimate, especially when planning to live abroad full-time rather than seasonally. In Spain, utilities including electricity, water, internet, and mobile services usually range from $100 to $150 per month for a modest apartment. Electricity usage can increase significantly during summer months due to air conditioning, particularly in southern regions with consistently high temperatures. In Bulgaria, utilities are generally lower, often ranging from $70 to $100 per month, depending on apartment size and seasonal heating needs. However, winter heating costs in Bulgaria can fluctuate, especially in older buildings with less efficient insulation or outdated heating systems. Food costs strongly influence both daily comfort and long-term budgeting during retirement because they represent frequent and unavoidable expenses. In Spain, grocery expenses for one person typically range from $250 to $350 per month, depending on diet, shopping habits, and location. Fresh produce, seafood, and local markets are widely available, but prices generally reflect Western European standards rather than low-cost regions. Regular dining out in Spain can quickly add pressure to a fixed monthly budget, particularly in urban or coastal areas popular with tourists. In Bulgaria, grocery costs are significantly lower, with many retirees spending between $150 and $200 per month for similar staples. Local markets and domestic food production help keep food prices affordable in Bulgaria, while still providing access to fresh and seasonal ingredients. Eating out also remains inexpensive, allowing retirees to maintain social routines without needing to monitor every small expense closely. Over time, these differences in food costs contribute meaningfully to overall financial flexibility and reduced daily budgeting pressure. In Spain, retirees often need to make more deliberate spending decisions, while in Bulgaria, everyday life generally feels less financially restrictive. Healthcare becomes increasingly important as retirees age, making access, reliability, and affordability critical factors in long-term planning. Spain offers a strong public healthcare system with good infrastructure, broad coverage, and relatively easy access for legal residents. Many retirees also choose private insurance to reduce wait times and access specialists, typically costing between $100 and $200 per month. In Bulgaria, healthcare costs are lower overall, but the system is more fragmented and varies significantly by region and provider. Private healthcare is affordable in Bulgaria, often costing $50 to $100 per month, but requires careful selection of clinics and doctors. Language barriers and differences in administrative processes must be considered more carefully in Bulgaria, especially outside major cities. Spain generally offers greater predictability and familiarity for foreign retirees navigating healthcare systems over long periods of time. Over many years, healthcare reliability can strongly influence overall retirement satisfaction and perceived quality of life. Inflation and long-term economic stability are often underestimated when retirees compare countries based solely on short-term affordability. Spain has experienced rising housing and service costs in recent years, particularly in regions with strong international demand. Bulgaria has also experienced inflation, but lower baseline costs provide a stronger buffer against gradual price increases. For retirees on fixed incomes, this buffer can significantly reduce long-term stress and the need for frequent lifestyle adjustments. Lifestyle differences ultimately shape daily happiness during retirement and often determine whether a location feels sustainable emotionally. Spain offers climate, culture, walkability, diverse cuisine, and large international communities that appeal to many retirees. These lifestyle benefits often come with tighter budgets and less financial margin, requiring careful planning and discipline. Bulgaria offers fewer lifestyle conveniences, but far greater financial breathing room and reduced pressure on monthly budgets. So which country is better for retirement on $2,000 per month ultimately depends on individual priorities and tolerance for risk. Spain suits retirees who prioritize lifestyle, climate, and familiarity, and are comfortable managing tighter financial margins. Bulgaria suits retirees who prioritize long-term financial resilience, lower fixed costs, and greater monthly flexibility. Neither option is universally better, because retirement satisfaction depends on aligning financial reality with personal expectations. Understanding these trade-offs clearly is essential before committing to a retirement destination for the long term. A sustainable retirement is built on realistic numbers, conservative assumptions, and an honest assessment of personal comfort levels. Short-term comfort and excitement can be appealing, but long-term stability often determines true peace of mind. Both Spain and Bulgaria can work on $2,000 per month, but they deliver fundamentally different retirement experiences. The best choice is the one that balances lifestyle satisfaction with financial sustainability over many years. Retirement success ultimately comes from maintaining flexibility, stability, and low stress, rather than chasing idealized scenarios.